All right, Bob.
Dave?
I guess it's life after Trace now, huh?
It's officially life after Trace.
That's what it feels like.
His career began with a bowl game in Florida, in Jacksonville, in relief. And it looked for a while like he was going to be relieved by Sean Clifford today. Pretty significant. It looked like, as we saw him walking after the game, a significant lower leg issue. We were told in the press box in the third quarter, I was told, I should say, by a Penn State spokesman, Chris Peterson, broken foot. She told some other people that as well. And then he goes back into the game.
And done. She told some people.
I think she told Rich. Yeah, I think she told Rich he was done.
Yeah.
But Trace wasn't ready to call it a career.
It wasn't done until he says he's done.
Very clearly in significant pain, not only during the game, but also as he walked around in the press conference. He's in a gigantic walking boot right now, and they're going to perform some more tests to find out how significant the damage is, but they weren't ready to call it anything afterwards.
No, and he said it was a 7 or 8
on a pain scale.
When Mark Wogenrich asked him that question initially, but then it died down for one reason or another. I'm sure he had some medicine, I suppose, but he managed to make it work and didn't look like he had a broken foot during the end of the game, especially during the fourth quarter. He was spectacular.
You would have to think adrenaline did kick in, and obviously I'm sure whatever they could give him, they did give him. He said it happened in the second quarter, so they had the whole half to try and get him right. He talked about...
And didn't really know what happened.
He talked about pain management. You have to remember, this is a guy that played on a bad leg since the Iowa game. I think he had another injury issue, I'm told, maybe upper body that he was dealing with. Yeah. So he is used to playing in pain. I think that obviously helped him. But yeah, this I think was by far the most pain he's ever been in, and he played a very good defense with not a lot of help from his friends. I'm talking about the receivers, and he managed to make a game of it. They actually had a chance to win it amazingly late.
This is a Kentucky team. You have to understand, if you don't know anything about Kentucky football, it's more like Penn State basketball. And earlier this week, I compared it to that, in that this was a legendary moment, believe it or not, a second, what would you call it, a third-tier bowl game at this point. This is as high as they ever gotten. And with Benny Snell, their SEC first-team running back, this was a big moment for these guys. Not really for Penn State. And it's human nature for something like this to happen. That's how I feel about it. But the thing about Trace McSorley is, he comes out, and certain other guys on this team, they have an intrinsic quality within them. And every game is just like all the others. Yeah. You know, I almost said be out, but I mean, that's the way they play all the time. And I don't know if you're ever going to find another quarterback like this guy in our lifetime. Everything's kind of gotten sterile with these guys. They play in a lot of 7-on-7 camps, and it's all about technique and all that. That guy's about his heartbeat.
Yeah, there's a reason why it was 55-5 in high school, 31-8 at Penn State as a starter, 31-9, 31-9, and except for the 2 Michigan blowout losses, every game went down to the wire.
Yeah.
He had them in almost every game they played, even in defeat. You just hope that he's able to do some things now in the postseason to enhance his draft stock, because he clearly was making a sacrifice today to try and get this team a victory. I think he put it all on the line.
And kind of refreshing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't decry any kid for not playing in a bowl game. On the other hand, when you see a kid who has possibilities put everything on the line, that's fun to see.
Well, then get hurt and then continue
and then
to
do
play.
It again. Yeah.
I mean, who knows? That was one big boot he had on, and I'm sure there is some significant issue. But it was just.
See, that's the thing. You don't know whether Penn State's ever going to have a guy like that again. You just don't know.
Yeah.
They don't grow them on trees.
Yeah. But anyway, the game itself, Dave, as we wrap this up, 9-4, 3 close losses, 1 blowout loss. They were just too sloppy early in this game to come from behind. They made too many kicking game mistakes. They dropped passes. You just have to wonder how James Franklin's going to address this, maybe with coaching personnel, maybe departures, I don't know. I'm going to be real interesting real quick just to see how the quarterback battle between Tommy Stevens and Sean Clifford plays out. I don't think it's a given that Tommy will be the quarterback. I think it's his job to lose, but Sean Clifford's a talented kid.
Clifford, we saw that on that sideline route. They dropped that straight in the bucket from, what, 50 yards?
Yeah.
It was dropped.
Other thing for the Penn State fans just to keep an eye on is, I think in the next couple days, some players are going to make some decisions probably to leave, some juniors.
Sharif Miller said he's up in the air.
We're not really sure. Miles Sanders, Connor McGovern, guys like that, Ryan Bates. So the news is far from over, but it was really just what struck me today was the way Penn State fought after they got down 27-7. The problem is they should have never put themselves in a 20-point hole, and that was really the story of the season. They made too many mistakes in big games.
And it's a young team, fairly young team, and you expect that. But a lot of close losses, and that's been the history of this program. When they lose, it's just by this much most of the time. That's it from Camping World Stadium in Orlando.
You've been dying to say Camping World Stadium.
Camping World Stadium in Orlando. It's kind of a crusty old bastard of a stadium, isn't it? As it's been here quite a long time. That's the story. 27 for Kentucky, 24 for Penn State. Until next April.
For you.
For me. Yeah, adios.